DeSean Jackson released a couple hours ago. Philadelphia cut ties after a New Jersey paper released a whole bunch of info about him potentially being tied to a gang, which he's refuted. Was this the right move for Philly, guys?
Here's the thing. First of all, anything that I say is not the water cooler's opinion, so I'm going to preface with this. The media is full of crock with a lot of this stuff. Okay?
Let the Philly native speak, folks.
And so DeSean Jackson, the fact is he's made 6 years with the Eagles, and it's great. And
just had his best year.
He just had his best year. He hasn't been arrested. He hasn't done anything, on a Aaron Hernandez level. So people comparing him to Aaron Hernandez need to really check themselves before they wreck themselves. That being said, DeSean has, a history of being a questionable locker room presence. Right. When his money is on his mind, his play sometimes gets inconsistent. And Chip Kelly's trying to build a program there, and he saw DeSean in the locker room all season. In his offense, that fostered those great numbers for DeSean Jackson. So the moment that DeSean opened his mouth about being paid after the Eagles' playoff loss, that's what expedited his departure from Philadelphia, not any of the crap coming out today.
Evan, what do you got?
No, that's a fair point. And we saw just 2 years ago before Kelly showed up, he was terrible the second half of that year.
Yeah.
He came on strong, and I guess from the Eagles' perspective, you want a good locker room presence, but also he is a replaceable guy in terms of the system produces offensive weapons. Now, Jackson's a great player. We can't argue that. But I think in the Eagles' case, they want a clean house, clean slate. And now there's other stuff that's coming behind it.
I just have one major problem with all this locker room culture. Clean house. They just re-signed Riley Cooper for 5 years, and the dude drops the N-bomb on video. Okay, if
Riley would have messed up during the season, if there would have been a problem there, then he wouldn't have re-signed this year.
Like literally, the Eagles have just sent a message that it's more acceptable to be blatantly racist than to want more money. And I have a problem with that.
Be late to practices and not put the effort 24/7.
He puts the effort in. Look at his numbers. He was the best receiver on that team. I would rather have DeSean Jackson giving 80% than Riley Cooper giving 100%. 7 days of the week and twice on Sunday. It's ridiculous to say this is a locker room thing. If it's anything, they don't want to pay him, and this is a great excuse.
Well, he's already been paid, and the bottom line is you got to understand the connections that Chip Kelly has. Again, I don't want to bring up the Hernandez thing, but I do want to bring up Terry Glenn, and so I'll present Bill Belichick. Kelly has never had an NFL offseason besides this one and last one, okay? And so he's most comfortable leading to who? Belichick. What did Belichick do after 6 years of Terry Glenn in New England? Cut the cord and start it all over. We saw it with Nick Foles, Michael Vick, and we're seeing with DeSean Jackson and whoever replaces him
guys,
this spring.
Much like Philadelphia, we've got to move on.